Welcome back to Primetime News. Thanks for staying with us. In this week's edition of the Business Review, we ask, how much do you really know about cloud services? This week, we delve into the world of data storage, the pros and the cons. TVJ's Andrew Laidley reports.
Cloud services are quickly becoming the ideal way for businesses to store their data. When using the cloud, your data can be just about anywhere. But a service like that doesn't come cheap.
For a lot of companies, when they look at costs, they may just look at the cost of purchasing equipment. But there's also costs related to the management of equipment, the cost of electricity, to ensure that you have the proper environment for that equipment. As you know, technical equipment can't just be in a room at ambient temperatures. You have to have the appropriate environment to give you the optimum performance.
So what's attracting businesses to the cloud?
They will have better protection of their data. They're likely to have more experienced server administrators, more experienced network administrators, more stringent security measures in place to protect their applications whilst they're in the cloud.
But even with all these benefits, there are still major concerns.
Data privacy is a new concern for many people, but the reality is privacy has always been a part of the challenge that we must face when we move from one era of technology to another. When we introduced cameras to the world many years ago, there was a context of privacy around someone taking my picture, capturing me on video, etc. Now it's around cloud services, around accessing data via these new forms of doing business and new ways of doing business. So what's important is to ensure you're using a reputable provider, and that as the regulations come in play in Jamaica to support data privacy, that we ensure that we understand them and that we take measures to protect our data.
Once you use an online service like Gmail, Outlook, or Microsoft, you're already connected to the cloud. That means your data is being stored and backed up by a cloud service provider. The Data Protection Act, which is to come on stream soon, is expected to protect the rights of Jamaicans who use cloud services. But for Queen's Counsel Georgia Henlin, the legislation has been delayed for too long.
Based on where we are now in relation to cloud services and the pervasive use of cloud services, I think that whatever has caused the debate concerning our own data protection legislation to have stalled, they need to deal with it, because most of us are now using or putting our data in the cloud, and it will be easier to protect our information. It will be easier for our businesses as a nation in terms of doing business with EU or US customers if that legislation was also in place.
Andrew Laidley, TVJ News.